Dialect to do something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
And here we go on this Monday. It is March 7th, 2022. This is Real Talk Memphis, and we are on the air. Very nice to have you with us wherever it is you are and whoever you are out there in radio or social media land. Very nice to be back with you once again. The gang is all here. We are fired up and ready to go for another great addition to the big broadcast. We work hard every week to try to provide a, decent guest list for you. And I think that we accomplished that tonight. We have a few folks that are going to talk about a variety of things. Our first guest in a few minutes is Craig Littles. Craig is no stranger to anybody here in Memphis. He has been very involved in the community for a very, very long time, both as a law enforcement officer for the Memphis Police Department and the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. And he's going to talk to us about what he's been doing since he retired last few years in service to our youth. You've heard of the Memphis PAL or the Memphis Shelby PAL, which is the Police Athletic League. Well, he's the man over that. And he's going to talk about how they are mentoring our young people and giving them another path. Look forward to that conversation. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to talk to Davina Jones. Who is Davina Jones, you ask? She is the executive director of Culture Cares, and she's going to talk to us about one of her signature events, which is coming up this weekend, called her Prom Closet. So we'll be talking to her. And a little bit later on, for those of you who have good appetites, going to talk to Cynthia Daniels. She is the chief event strategist. And this week, actually started yesterday, is Memphis Black Restaurant Week. And we're going to talk all about that and some of the places you can go and some of the things you can get to eat. All that and more. But you always ask me at the beginning of the show, Chip. And I say, yes. And you always ask, how do I get this fine piece of radio broadcasting? Well, I am glad you asked that question. There are numerous ways in which you can get this show. First way, of course, is to be listening to us live right now on 91.7 WYXR on the FM side. We are live. You can also go to the WYXR app and catch us there as well. We are also on TuneIn live right now, and a little later on this evening, if I get to it, we're going to be on Facebook. We're going to be on YouTube. And yes, we are on Facebook Live. If you're out there right now, I'm trying to see if I can't find you guys. But we're on Facebook Live. And if you are in the mindset of a podcast, we are a podcast. And you can get this fine piece of radio broadcasting wherever you get your podcast after it's posted tomorrow. Okay, you good? You clear? Everybody's good? Good. So, couple of things before we move forward, but one big thing is that we always start this broadcast by celebrating you and that next trip around the sun that you have just made on this date. So if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, a birthday or a special occasion, we celebrate you now, but we can't do it until I say, hit it, Jack.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthdays going out to Madeline Lyles. Happy birthday, Madeline. I've known her since she was a very young lady. Happy birthday to you. Carol Risher is celebrating a birthday to her today, and I know her as well, and her husband, Wayne. So happy birthday to you, Carol. Also celebrating today, Larry Lee Love Sr. Happy birthday. Happy birthday going out to Ms. Poet Too Deep. Ronnie Smith celebrating a birthday. Pastor Thomas Murray, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to Dwight Mosley, Melvin Rice, and Cassandra Johnson. And if I missed you or you didn't get to me and you're celebrating a birthday today, I wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Real Talk Memphis. And if the Lord says so, we'll see you next year, same date for another trip around the sun. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. So, a couple of special announcements today. I know that many of you are aware that it is Women's History Month. And of course, I've always been of the considered opinion that women are smarter than men. And, they make us look good. So it is a wonderful privilege to be able to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of all the women out there this month of March, Women's History Month. And tomorrow is International Women's Day. So, yeah, congratulations to each and every one of you, because without you ladies, women, moms, grandmoms, aunts, and alike, we wouldn't be who we are. We wouldn't be where we are today. And that is a fact. All right, let's get to some news and notes, shall we? First and foremost, the governor was in town last week to announce the addition of 20 state troopers, specifically to patrol the interstates in Memphis. Now, that in and of itself should say something to each and every one of you right now, right? 20 more troopers patrolling the interstates in the city of Memphis means more boots on the ground. And, of course, the police department is very happy to have that kind of help and assistance. And if you are trying to figure out what you want to do with your life and you are thinking about law enforcement, remember the MPD is offering a $15,000 signing bonus. Okay, so it's something to think about if you're interested in that. Shifting gears here, many of you were aware last week heard about the shooting at the Whitehaven Library, which wounded 3 juveniles, 2 of them 11, and 1 of them 15. Now, one of the 11-year-olds was in critical condition, but it looks like they're all going to be okay. An arrest was made. Now, this, of course, was apparently the result of a fight between 3 girls, outside of the school that's right behind the library. Well, apparently one of the girls called her brother to come to the scene. He did, and when he came, he pulled out a gun and started firing, and he wounded these 3 individuals. He is currently in police custody, a 20-year-old man, brother of one of the females. There was also another tragic event that happened Friday night, about 11 o'clock or so, on Beale Street. A 15-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl were shot on Beale Street about 11 o'clock on Friday night. The 15-year-old boy succumbed to his injuries. He died. The 16-year-old girl is going to be okay. So, once again, we're dealing with the death of a teenager, a very young person. There are no suspects in custody that I'm aware of, so the search is on for those. This story kind of bothers me a little bit that I'm about to read, because I think it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so we all know about young Dolph, and we all know that he was tragically killed at Makeda's Cookies a couple of months ago, right? So last week, at some particular point, the family made a decision that they were going to reopen the Airways Boulevard store where the incident happened, which is now a monument to young Dolph. Well, apparently, once word of that got out, people in this city got so apparently enraged and upset and angry that the family was concerned about their safety because of some of the threats that they were receiving, threats on their life, by the way, and some of the very nasty social media posts and some of the really horrible comments that people were saying about removing the monument from the store. So they decided the day after they made the announcement to reopen that they were not going to reopen the store because of the death threats and up to removing the memorial. And they just said it was too dangerous. Now, you know, we're a lot better than that. I mean, honestly, nobody seems to be thinking about what they went through as the owners of the store who were in the store at the time that the shooting happened, but trying to run a business. But nonetheless, I guess you all felt it was more important to keep the memorial there than for them to reopen the store. And I just don't know what to think about that. I really don't. I think that's a sad commentary on us. Katrina Robertson, the former state senator who was expelled from the Senate a couple of weeks back, has been replaced by the county commission, London Lamar, who is a House member up there. She is going to replace Katrina Robertson in that position. She's resigned her House seat, so I would imagine that's going to be open as well. The county commission has also has their hands full because they're going to have to appoint someone to the Memphis Shelby County School Board, District 6. Shantae Avant resigned last month to run for a District 5 commission seat for Cordova. So yeah, they have their work ahead of them because they're going to have to pick a replacement pretty quickly for to replace her as a school board member. Okay, so I'm going to end this on some good news. It seems like maybe the show is taking a bent toward the food element of things tonight. So TripAdvisor, you've heard of TripAdvisor, right? You plan your vacations, and you see that kind of that website and everything. They have picked the 5 top barbecue spots, as reported by TripAdvisor. Now I don't know where they got the information from, but here we go. From 5, I'm counting down from 5 to 1, and I'm looking at Jack and I'm looking at Lola here to see what they think about all this. But number 5, they picked Rendezvous. Number 4, Marlowe's Ribs and Restaurant. I think that's over in Whitehaven, if I'm not. Is it on Elvis Presley? I'm not. Yeah. Number 3 is One and Only Barbecue. Now, we know they have several locations around town, but they picked the one on Kirby Parkway. Okay. Lola saying Perkins. Is Perkins better? Okay. Yeah, she said. Okay, that's number 3. One and Only Barbecue on Kirby Parkway. Number 2 is the Barbecue Shop on Madison. And the number 1 top barbecue spot, as reported by TripAdvisor, is Corky's on Poplar. They're both looking at me like Jack and Lola looking at me like, man, you should be ashamed of yourself for even saying that. But this is the TripAdvisor thing. This is what they say. Pick Corky's on Poplar. Okay, all right, that's fine. So anyway, we'll deal with that. Now, 2 more things, and then we're gonna get into the show here. First of all, in sports, congratulations to the Memphis Tigers. They put that whooping on Houston yesterday, and they have worked their way into the NCAA tournament. We don't know where they're going to be seated or anything else, but it looks like they are going to be in. So congratulations, Coach Penny and the gang at the University of Memphis Tigers basketball team. And before I go to break, we cannot forget about what is going on across the world in Ukraine. There is a war that is raging on with Russia attacking the Ukraine with no let-up in sight. Almost 500 civilians dead. We need to keep those folks in our prayers, please, before, because, things may be going okay for you here But, remember, there are some other folks out there who are dealing with some very real life and some very serious issues. With that said, I'm going to take my first break. And when we come back, we're going to get into the show. We're going to talk to my friend, Craig Littles, and he is going to talk about his program to keep our youth athletically fit and on the right track. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am your humble host, Chip Washington, and we will be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
WYXR's Stereo Sessions, presented by NextAir and Mempho, are your chance to explore Memphis music that you might have missed.
The monthly series continues with Sam the Sham's Hard and Heavy, the soul-tinged solo project with an all-star band of Bluff City musicians including Jim Dickinson, Charlie Freeman, Tommy McClure, and the Memphis Horns, as well as guest appearance from Southern rock legend Dwayne Allman.
Listen to the album and hear an exclusive interview with Sam himself in the Memphis Listening Lab on March 16th at 6 p.m.
This series is sponsored by Orion,
Archer Malmo,
Shangri-La Records,
Memphis Listening Lab,
Via Productions,
and is powered by a grant from Humanities Tennessee.
Visit stereosessions.wyxr.org.
The University of Memphis is proud to be a founding partner of WYXR. They have recently been named an R1 institution by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education, putting the U of M in the top tier of research universities nationally. This milestone solidifies the university as one of the 2 flagship public institutions in Tennessee. More information at memphis.edu.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. By the way, you notice how quickly the temperature has dropped. It is in the 40s now. It was like almost 70 degrees earlier today, but boy, it's cold out there now. But it's warm in here, and I'm very happy to have you with us tonight. Before I introduce my first guest, I got to do my roll call here. I see my baby brother, Mandrew McLaughlin, is on tonight. What's up, man? Melissa Pageant is watching us tonight. Carol Jubert, she's watching us as well. Now, and Davina Jones is watching as well. Now, Drill, I'm trying to figure out, you got 3 different messages on here saying you like Corky's, you love Corky's, and then you said you didn't love Corky's. So I was trying to figure out, so maybe you can give me an update on that a little bit later on. But my first guest is someone that I have known for quite some time. He's a really, really good guy. As I stated earlier, he has worked in law enforcement, so his dedication to the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County is unparalleled. He's worked for the Memphis Police Department. He's worked for the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. And he's involved in an endeavor, a lot of you know this fella, who really is involved with the youth. And that seems to be a big-time focus these days. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the broadcast, Craig Littles. He is the director of the Memphis Shelby PAL, which is Police Athletic League. And I mean, there's a lot of different branches to this. We're going to talk about it in a minute. But Craig, thank you for coming on Real Talk. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
Hey, so glad to be here, Chip. Thanks for having me. I'd like to say hello to all the Real Talk Memphis fans. I hear a lot about you. I'm so excited and humbled to be a part of this today.
Well, God bless you, man. Appreciate you for everything that you've done. Okay, so now you have been involved in the Police Athletic League now for some years. And for those of us who don't know, for those of the listeners who don't know, talk a little bit about what PAL is all about and what it is that you are trying to achieve with these young folks.
Hey, well, my program started about, as the founder and executive director, my program started about 28 years ago. Mm-hmm. My role models growing up in South Memphis and Ridgecrest Apartments and all the places I've been, my role models were dope dealers, gangbangers, and all those things. And someone found a better way for me. And when they did, my mentor got me involved in activities outside of those that engage me in negative behavior every day. Mm-hmm. So I started a program where my hope is that as an officer, that we can engage kids in an opportunity for them to learn to respect officers and citizens, quality citizens, and learn to respect the laws that they enforce on a regular basis. So 28 years ago, we started with about 25 athletes and about 5 cheerleaders. Now we serve over 2,500 kids annually in our programs of intervention, education, mentoring, discovery, sports, and nutrition programs.
That is an amazing tally and total in 28 years, and the amount of young people that you serve. And you mentioned it there in that first little piece about there's many levels to this. I mean, there are also you're talking about being mentors, which I think is a huge thing, and giving these young people different experiences. Talk about how important a component like that is, especially with what's going on today.
But going on today, back in the day, we used to be able to go outside and have fun, come home when the street lights came on.
That's right.
Nowadays, we're stuck in the house. Mm-hmm. And I think that has led a lot to the disrespect and misunderstanding that communities such as ours and younger generation have when it comes to respect of adults as well as law enforcement officers. So now what we try to do is engage them. And we believe that if kids see officers and positive role models such as yourself out of uniform with a baseball cap, clipboard, or a whistle, then they learn to trust and respect them even more. So as a kid, that was engaged in me, and I tried to give that back when I left the military service, serving Desert Storm in Europe. I came back and wanted to do something positive. God put it on my heart to say, well, do something with the youth that started you in a positive alternative. And that's what I've done. So now we partner with many entities, and my mentoring program is National PAL Vice Chair. We partner with our National PAL for mentoring services. Shelby County Schools now, after school and summer programs, nutritional components, education components, Shelby County Sheriff's offices now, and volunteer law enforcement officers volunteer.
I mean, it's amazing, and I wouldn't even begin to think that there was any hesitation on anyone's part, being it an organization or a law enforcement agency, of their buy-in to be a part of this, to say, hey, what can we do? How can we help? Which I would imagine has led to the success you're seeing so far.
Yes, it has, and thanks to Sheriff Bonner and so many of our partners that have come on board wholeheartedly, giving what they could and what they can, and totally believe in what we're trying to accomplish here in Memphis. We believe we reach them at the youngest age possible, 4 years old, and hopefully as they grow through the program, they start to learn the positive roles and things that they can do in their communities.
Have you noticed, or have you seen rather, some of the individuals? Now you mentioned as young as 4 years of age, but some who have gone through your program and have been a part of this, have they returned? Have they decided maybe that they wanted to help others receive some of the positivity that your organization has given through being a mentor themselves? Or can you talk a little bit about the give back portion of the program? Fortunately, we have a very success rate, low turnover when it comes to volunteers and youth. We have a group now, the Odoms, that started with us 30 years ago. They met as cheerleaders and football players at 5 and 6 years old. Now they're married with 4 kids of their own, and they volunteer with the program as we speak as mentors and coaches and things of that nature, and their children as well. I have staff that's been with me since the inception of the program 28 years ago, Roz and Crawford. So we've done a great job of maintaining and keeping kids and adults exposed to our program. When you talk to, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we are speaking with Craig Littles. He is the founder and executive director of Memphis Shelby PAL, the Police Athletic League, a tremendous organization. It really is. When you and some of the folks who are mentors in your program talk to these young people, are they free to maybe talk to you about maybe some of the things that may be troubling them, or some of the things that they see, or some of the direction that they may be pulled in? I mean, how do you kind of get them? I mean, do they feel free to have those kind of conversations with you all?
Exactly. Thanks to Sheriff Bonner and Memphis City Employees Credit Union and so many others, they give us a platform to be able to build trust with our kids and our mentors who go through strenuous training and background checks to serve our kids. So we build that trust component so they can have a platform of trust. And that's one of the things our mentoring programs, as well as with the Grizzlies, who we partner with, they build that trust component in there, and then mentee-mentor match, which is very important to get those kids to trust and understand and open up to the things that they may need.
Yeah, now I've been a mentor before as well, and I do think that what you said there was key, the trust. They have to be able to trust you. They have to be able to, because they can't be themselves around you if they don't trust you and they have hesitancy. You, my friend, have been involved in the community for a very, very long time. It is your God's gift, I think, and it is your passion. When you see what you see today, as a former law enforcement officer, when you hear some of the stories, when you see what's going on around us today, in our city, how does it make you feel?
I'm sad, Chip, actually. Just as many positive stories we have just a few negative stories. It was hurting for us to find out that Saturday, the young man that was shot and killed on Bill Street was a PAL kid. So his mom was a PAL kid. So it's hurting us dramatically here. And we can't reach every kid the way we want to, but this kid was on his own, enjoying his weekend, minding his own business, and destruction hit him. He wasn't looking for that. He wasn't a bad kid. So some kind of way, we have to come together as citizens and clergy and law enforcement officers and positive role models and citizens and try to fight this wholeheartedly as a group. No one can do it by themselves. And we partner with anyone that wants to partner with PAL to help change their mindset.
So if anybody wants to be a part of what it is that you are doing, and how can they reach out to you? How can they get in touch with your organization? Give us any kind of contact information you'd like, my friend.
Well, Chip, I don't mind giving my phone number. It's been the same since I graduated high school. 901-240-6927 is my phone. They can reach us at Memphis Shelby PAL, our Facebook page, Memphis Shelby PAL, or our website, www.memphisshelbypal.org. That's PAL.org.
Craig Letos, ladies and gentlemen. Craig, God bless you, man, for everything that you are doing right in our city, and trying to save our communities, because we sure need more programs like you. And you can, if you need me for anything, my friend, all you got to do is reach out. One funny story here before we go. I hadn't seen him in a while, so recently I was at Wolf Chase Mall getting something to eat, and I looked over and I saw him. We're both wearing masks, right? So I said, "What's your name?" he said, "Craig," and I was like, "Craig." So it was just God putting us together again, man. But listen, man, God bless you. Thank you again so much for everything you do, and thank you for coming on Real Talk, man. I really appreciate you, and best of luck as you continue on this fine program.
Hey, Chip, thank you. All your guests at Real Talk Memphis. Chip, I'm proud of you as well, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Proud of you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Take care. All right.
You too.
Craig Littles, ladies and gentlemen, and great guy. Absolutely great guy with a great organization. And if you want to get in touch with him, it's not hard to find him and be a part of doing something good in our community. We're going to take our second break, and when we come back, we hopefully will be talking to Davina Jones, who is the executive director of Couture Cares. I love that, by the way, Couture Cares. And she's going to be talking to us, huh? I'm sorry, it's Couture. See, here we go. It's not Culture, it's Couture. Couture Cares. Thank you, Lola. I appreciate that. And she's going to talk to us about her signature program, which is her Prom Closet. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. You're, you, and we will be right back.
If you like real talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Food scientist Alton Brown returns to the Orpheum with a new culinary variety show on March 16th. Audiences can expect more comedy, more music, more highly unusual cooking demos, and more potentially dangerous sciencey stuff. Prepare for an evening unlike any other, and if Brown calls for volunteers, think twice. For more information, visit orpheum-memphis.com. For more than 60 years, Orion has been a trusted financial partner in our community. You can find out all the ways they redefine banking at orionfcu.com.
Discover your next favorite artist at the Memphis Songwriter Series at the Halloran Center, hosted by Memphis songwriter Mark Edgar Stewart. On March 17th, Mark and his musical guests will take you on a journey behind their music, share personal stories, and introduce exciting new music. For more information on the Memphis Songwriter Series, visit orpheum-memphis.com.
Memphis Listening Lab proudly supports WYXR. They provide a curated collection of music and music history, a forum for music-related talks and performances, and a music education, appreciation, and experimentation space located in Crosstown Concourse. The lab is open Tuesday through Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can find out more information on their Instagram page at Memphis Listening Lab or on their website at memphislisteninglab.org.
Support for WYXR, including our 2022 stereo sessions, comes from Archer Malmo, a Memphis-based marketing, digital, PR, and branding agency. Archer Malmo believes the greatest asset of any creative entity is its people, and proudly supports WYXR for lifting up Memphis voices for the world to hear. More at archermalmo.com.
Orion believes communities work best when they work together. They have been a trusted financial partner in our community for more than 60 years and are committed to giving back in the neighborhoods they serve. You can see how they're redefining banking at orionfcu.com. The University of Memphis is proud to be a founding partner of WYXR. They have recently been named an R1 institution by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education, putting the U of M in the top tier of research universities nationally. This milestone solidifies the university as one of the 2 flagship public institutions in Tennessee. More information at memphis.edu.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this chilly Monday evening. Chip here with you. Glad to have you along for the ride. And I need to regress a little bit. We were talking about the barbecue list here a few minutes ago. And, of course, Jack and Lola and Nicole, none of them agreed with the number 1 choice, which was Corky's. And so I just had to get that clear. But anyway, I see Sarah Gum has joined the conversation. Sarah, good to see you out there. Good to hear from you. And Carol Jubert says it's an awesome show. So God bless you. Good to see you and good to hear from you. And it's good to have our next guest on the big broadcast tonight. She is someone who is dedicated to the community as a whole as well. You see a theme happening here, in particular, the young ladies, and she has a lot of different programs under her banner, which is Couture Cares. She is the executive director. Her name is Davina Jones. And Davina, thank you for coming on Real Talk. I am happy to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely that. So when I saw, I think I'd seen a story or an interview with you about Couture Cares, and I read about one of the signature events that you are having. I believe it's this weekend.
This Saturday.
This coming Saturday. It's called Her Prom Closet, and I just love the concept of people giving and young deserving young ladies getting. So having set that up, tell us about the concept of Her Prom Closet.
So Her Prom Closet has been around for 7 years now, and we actually give away prom dresses to high school girls along with an experience. We not only give away prom dresses, we have different class sessions for the young ladies, whether it's etiquette, about dating. We have a guest speaker there. We also give away swag bags, sweets and treats, and Chick-fil-A Mid-South is one of our lunch sponsors.
So having said all that, and that's quite a bit that you provide, I am sure that one of the biggest assets to your organization is the sponsorships and partnerships that you have developed throughout your time. Talk about that.
So our sponsorships, they've actually been great over the years. We have sponsorship with Chick-fil-A, like I said. We have sponsorship with Macy's. A lot of our community partners, Brown Baptist Church, New Direction Christian Church, Shelby County Schools, Memphis Shelby County Schools, the city of Memphis supports us as well, our city councilman. And we have a lot of different private donors, the Auto Toy Store, which is a car dealership in Tunica, Mississippi, along with a lot of other private donors, Dr. Derek Payne, his dentistry office, and many more.
That's a lot of folks who want to be involved. And you talk about this particular event. Of course, the opportunity for these young ladies to be able to pick a prom dress and be able to go to the prom. I guess for many in high school, that is a very, very big deal. Is there a demand for this in terms of that? I mean, has there ever been a time when the demand outweighed the resources that you had?
Yeah, it's getting to that point now. Our numbers are, I think we're about at registration as of today. Right now, we're right at 275 girls that have registered for this event on this upcoming Saturday. Normally what I do, I started off with 25 girls my first year.
Right.
And I started going up in numbers every single year because the demand started becoming higher and the requests started becoming higher with schools and different organizations wanted these young ladies to be able to have this experience from Couture Cares, the Prom Closet. So I started, finding larger venues so these young ladies can actually come. And basically what we do is we transform a school or a venue into a boutique, whereas it's basically a pop-up boutique. And we transform the entire place, whether it's the balloons, the dresses, the mannequins, the step and repeats or different entities of what makes the Prom Closet experience.
So where is it going to be? Locationally speaking, where is it going to be this year?
So Saturday, it would actually be at the Hickory Ridge Town Center, which is formerly known as the Hickory Ridge Mall, on March the 12th, which is Saturday. And
from what time to what time?
It would be actually what we have is the young ladies have to register. So they have to text prom 901 to 33777 and they will get a ticket through Eventbrite for their VIP pass.
You got this thing all.
The doors actually open up at 10:30. So naturally they're going to start lining up. But we have two different groups, a group from 10 to 12 and then a 12 to 2 o'clock group.
So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Davina Jones. She is the executive director of Couture Cares, and she's talking with us about her one of her signature events this weekend. You said you had over 200 young ladies. So you have enough dresses for all these girls?
We do, but we are still accepting dresses until Wednesday.
That's all right.
They have to be either new or they need to be cleaned. But we are accepting dresses because people are still calling us and DMing us and asking how could they donate or support the actual event.
So I'm gonna let you lay all that out at the end of this. So I want everybody to have all the information they can, because this is an absolutely wonderful thing that you are doing for so many of these young ladies out here. You have some other events and some other activities that Couture Cares is involved in. Tell us about some of the other programs that you have.
We actually have a virtual cooking class, which is free for the kids. Basically, the kids can actually cook in their own home. We have a chef, Chef Reagan of Ladyfinger Catering is our chef, and I go into her home, and we actually do everything through Zoom. And the kids are actually able to cook with their family, their parents, and we cook some type of entree, dessert, or something once a month.
Okay.
We not only do that, we have scholarships. We have 2 different types of scholarships that we give out. We give out a purpose scholarship, and that is for high school seniors only. And we have another scholarship in memory of my mother, and that is for sophomores and juniors that are majoring in college, that are majoring in education.
That's just, now see that, this is the kind of thing that we so desperately need. And I hastened back a little bit earlier in the conversation when you were talking about her prom closet, and you also talk about teaching etiquette. It sounds silly on its face, but I mean, that to me should be extremely important, and one of the major things of how a young lady should carry herself as a young lady. Talk a little bit about that.
So what we do is we bring in people that specialize in those particular areas, whether it's how to put on makeup, the different things to actually wear, what not to wear, how to properly wear particular undergarments, because a lot of the girls do not know. Some grown-ups do not know. Mm-hmm. So we have somebody to come in and actually talk to them about those different things, just how you're actually presenting yourself, not only what goes, how you are on the inside, but what you're presenting on the outside as well, because that goes a long way. So you have to think about those particular things. And that's one of the things that we put in our do's and don'ts before coming to this event. You cannot wear any loungewear, any bonnets, any pajamas. That is not allowed. If you come to the door like that, we will actually turn you around, because that's just one of my rules. I'm not going to allow you to come to this event and just, walk in any type of way. Make sure you are presentable when you come to this event, because that represents you.
Amen to that. That's what I'm talking about right there, teaching young ladies to be young ladies and young women. Okay, so now I want everybody to know who might still be interested after listening to this, how they can reach out, how they can get in contact. You give us all of the information you want everybody to have.
So they can actually learn more about our organization at our website, www.couturecares.org. We are on all social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at Couture Cares TN. Mm-hmm. So we're not hard to find on Instagram or Facebook. And if they would like to register their daughter, niece, neighbor, church member, granddaughter, they can register this young lady, or the young lady can register herself. Mm-hmm. Text PROM 901 to 33777. And this event is a free event.
Unbelievable. Thank you. And you know what? First of all, thank you so much for coming on the show. And
thank you for the invitation.
And before you go, one of your friends or your Facebook supporters out there said they have no idea. They have no idea all what our executive director does. So I just want you to know, props to you because of folks to know you out here, and they know the good work that you are doing. And I really commend you for everything that you're doing for these young folks out here, because Lord knows they need all the guidance and help and support that they can get.
Yes, and we're trying to provide all those programs and different events for them so they can actually get a very good experience, and hopefully it would, go along with them later on in life.
Davina Jones, Executive Director, Couture Cares. Thank you so much for coming on Real Talk. I really appreciate you, and best of luck in everything you do now and down the road. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and hopefully you can stop by on Saturday just to peek in and see how we do it.
I might just do that.
Show up, and you'll be surprised.
All right, yeah. You know what? See, you open it up now. I say I might have to slide over there.
Hey, I'm inviting anyone that wants to come and see it. It may be a potential donor or corporate, sponsor that wants to come by and just see what we're doing. Stop by and see it for your own eyes. See for
yourself, absolutely. Davina Jones, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was a great segment, ladies and gentlemen. I really enjoyed that. And listen, if you wanna participate in this, and if you want to donate, or if you want to go by, as she said, to see what's going on, please do. They're going to be out there at Hickory Hill at the old mall out there, so it should be a fun time. We're going to take our final break, and when we come back, hey, it's all about the food. Cynthia Daniels is going to join me right after the break. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
The University of Memphis is proud to be a founding partner of WYXR. They've recently been named an R1 institution by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education, putting the U of M in the top tier of research universities nationally. This milestone solidifies the university as one of 2 flagship public institutions in Tennessee. More information at memphis.edu.
The Brooks is open in Overton Park. Home to Memphis art collection since 1916, the Memphis Brooks Museum of Art holds the largest collection of world art in the region, with more than 10,000 works spanning 5,000 years of art and cultures. Remember, every Wednesday is free and open until 8 p.m. They are a proud sponsor of WYXR. For more information about the museum and their exhibitions, visit brooksmuseum.org. You belong at the Brooks.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk on this Monday evening. Chilly out there. Temperatures in the low 40s. If you plan on going out tonight, you might want to take a jacket or a coat with you. If you want to go out tonight and you want to experience some good food at a good restaurant, see how I just worked that on in there? We have somebody, my next guest, who is going to talk a little bit about all of this. Many of you have heard of Memphis Black Restaurant Week. Well, guess what? It is here. And the chief event strategist behind it all is here as well. Welcome to the show, Cynthia Daniels. Cynthia, thank you for coming on Real Talk tonight. I know this is a busy week for you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. It's a lot of great food out there, but I can make time for you, Chip.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So if I read this correctly, it's 28 restaurants with 95 items that you can partake from in the 7 days, which started yesterday. So kind of walk us through a little bit about Black Restaurant Week. And first of all, how do you pick these folks? I know you've been doing this for a few years now. Do they come to you? What is the original concept behind all of this?
So the first year was 2016. Coming from Atlanta, I recognized Memphis was a foodie town.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of other ethnicities being celebrated. But I love Black restaurants. I didn't really see anything that celebrated them, that had them featured. So I thought, why not create a week-long celebration where we can try all of these hidden jewels in the city? And the niche behind it was you can get 2 lunch items for $15, 3 items for $25. And so to start year one with 8 restaurants, and now we're at 28. I mean, it has grown tremendously, and it really has been this great economic impact movement around the city. So it's just amazing. You get to try all types of amazing food, meet the owners, and fall in love with some of your new favorites, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And when I looked at briefly looked at the list last night, you have some really great restaurants on there. A lot of the old favorites that a lot of folks who are from here, have patronized and know. And some of the newer restaurants, as well. And I know you go out and visit some of these spots. You get a lot of there's a lot of publicity behind this, and you're right. That translates into an economic benefit for not only the restaurants but the city as well. I'm sure you've seen that grow the last few years as well, have you not?
Oh, absolutely. To know that the first year, $85,000 was spent with 8 restaurants, which blew me away. I did not think it would be that big. To last year, we're bringing in almost $500,000. And that we have to attribute to, delivery apps are now a thing. 2016, that didn't exist, offering curbside service because we were in the height of the pandemic. So people were able to have multiple options to support their favorite restaurant. So the spending power is really amazing when you think about what we can do if we intentionally go to the same restaurants in 1 week.
You're talking about an economic boon, $500,000. That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of spending power, and that's a lot of support for these restaurants. And I'm pretty sure that all of them appreciate the support that you've given them with this particular event. But really, the community, it's a twofold thing, because the community also benefits from specials and things like that, and maybe getting a chance to go to a lot of these restaurants that maybe they have heard of, but they hadn't had a chance to visit. Am I correct?
Yes, that is correct. And here's the thing with some of the Black restaurants, they really don't have the same marketing dollars as your counterparts, right? So that's really why they're hidden treasures, because they can't promote themselves. They can't go to the radio station. They can't go to the TV station. So this is an opportunity for them to get in front of all of the media outlets at one time. And people, again, discover these restaurants that have been here forever. I never forget, Evelyn and Olive last year was their first time participating.
Yeah.
You know them, I know them for years, but people literally said, oh, are they new? Did they just open up? And sometimes those restaurant owners assume everybody knows about them, and that's just not the case. And so they learned that during Black Restaurant Week, how important it is to have that presence in the community to let people know you're there.
We are speaking with Cynthia Daniels. She is the chief event strategist behind Memphis Black Restaurant Week and several other high-profile events in this city as well. And one in particular that I check out is the 40 Under 40, which is the concept that she came up with. And you have a few other events that are becoming signature in the city of Memphis and the county of Shelby. Tell us about that.
Oh, wow. So you're right. I absolutely have Top 40 Under 40 Urban League Professionals. I actually just launched Black Opulence this weekend. I wanted to find a place for Black chefs in the community. They always want to be part of the restaurant week, but they don't have that brick and mortar. So I created a space for them, and the tickets sold out in 9 days. So I thought, oh, this might be something. So it was very well attended. People love meeting different chefs in the community. I do a food truck festival. So this will be my 6th one this year, this Sunday, to kind of culminate Black Restaurant Week. So Soulful Food Truck Festival is the best food trucks in the city, a lot of great vendors, and soulful music. That's where the name comes from. Then you've got New Year's Eve party life. You've got Elixir. I could go on and on, Chip, but I just like to create cool things.
They're all real cool. I mean, you're becoming the thing in this town, man. I tell you, if Cynthia Daniels gets behind you and you get to be a part of that, you're doing pretty well. Now, this deal with on Sunday, the culmination of all of this with the food trucks. Food trucks are becoming huge, like nationwide. I mean, I'm a big Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives fan. And whenever he does something on food trucks, I'm really interested. But how big a thing is that you've seen?
It's huge. I also think about the first year we had about 7 food trucks, and to now we have about 38. It's 38. Amazing to see the growth when it comes to the food truck community.
38? Did you say 38?
Yes.
Wow, that's
38 Black-owned food trucks. So you're right. It is incredible. It absolutely is. And it gives them a home. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to other food truck events, but you really don't see African-American food truck owners. You typically see them at the end of the night when the club lets out. Not that you're at the club parking lot, too, but definitely letting them know that they don't have to just be out late nights and at gas stations. This is a festival that celebrates them, so they really do enjoy it.
So where's that going to be held, Cynthia?
That's going to be at Tiger Lane from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's family friendly. I'll have games and things for the kids as well. The whole family can come down and have a good time and eat some great food.
Wow. This is, you and I have, I've known you for a while. This is really the first time we've had a chance to speak, but I've always been very, very impressed with how you do what you do, the way you do, and the support you give so many in this community. And they seem to have really supported you back in terms of your efforts. And so I want to really commend you, on that. And I'm pretty sure that, you're always thinking. So I'm pretty sure that there'll be some more events and some concepts that you'll be coming up with down the road pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But listen, thank you so much for everything that you do for the city. And for this week in particular, the Black Restaurant Week, and of course, just all of the events that you have put together, that you have created to help lift and empower all of us. Very much appreciate that, and very much appreciate you. Thank you for coming on Real Talk. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I had a blast. It's a pleasure to connect with you.
Absolutely that. And look, all the best of luck this week and this weekend as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about puts a wrap on the big broadcast tonight. This has been a really, really good show. I have enjoyed each and every one. And of course, now I'm hungry because, talking to Cynthia and talking about all this food is and it's 7:00 and I haven't eaten yet. So it's time to take care of that. But listen, I am eternally grateful for all of the folks who I call and they say yes to come on this show. It really makes me feel good. And as Jack plays us out, I am once again very grateful to Craig Littles, Davina Jones, and Cynthia Daniels for joining me tonight, and for you, the Real Talk audience, which I think is growing a little bit out here. I think you guys are starting to pick up on this broadcast. But look, like, follow, share, and subscribe to Real Talk Memphis. A lot of you, everybody out here knows about podcasts, and a lot of you subscribe to podcast platforms. We are on every podcast platform in this country. So wherever you are, just hit a button to subscribe. And, we'll try to do our best each and every week to make sure that you stick with us. So if the Lord says so, we'll be back here at the same time, the same station. I'll be back in the same seat with my same crew. So for Nicole, for Lola, for Jack, I'm Chip, and I'm out. Have a great week.